The Border-Gavaskar Trophy has recently concluded and unfortunately the results did not go our way. India lost the series 3-1 and after 10 long years, the trophy has slipped away from our hands. Meanwhile, the ICC has released the BGT pitch ratings, but before knowing that, let's understand how the International Cricket Council rates the pitches. Well, it has 4 categories to rate the pitches. Number 1, very good. Number 2, satisfactory. Number 3, unsatisfactory. And number 4, unfit. Well, the venue receives a demerit point if the pitches are unsatisfactory and unfit pitches. Now let's move to the first test. The first test happened in Perth, which India won by 295 runs. Mind it, it was the only test that India won in this entire series, and there were some brilliant performance from the Indian batters like Yashasvi Jaiswal scored 161 in the second innings, Virat Kohli scored an unbeaten 100, and Australia were all out for 238 in the second innings, handing a 295 run win to India. Jasprit Bumrah picked up a 5-wicket haul in the first innings and a 3-wicket haul in the second innings. The pitch for the Perth test was rated as very good. Moving to the second test, the pink ball test that India lost by 10 wickets. Well, it's the second consecutive pink ball test that India have lost in Australia, and as we can see, they could not even score 200 runs in both innings. In the first innings, they were bowled out for 150. They were all out for 175 in the second innings. Travis Head stood out with 140 for Australia, while Manas Labuschagne scored 64. Mitchell Starc was the standout bowler for Australia, picking up a 6-wicket haul in the first innings and 2 wickets in the second innings. The pitch rating for Adelaide is very good. Moving to the third test, Australia scored a magnificent 445 in the first innings, and they scored 89 for 7. They declared the second innings for 89 at 89 for 7. India were 260 all out in the first innings, and they were 8 for 0 when the bad weather stopped play and the match had to be drawn. It ended in a draw because the bad weather did not allow more play on the final day. Smith scored 101 while Bumrah picked up 6 wickets and 3 wickets in both innings. The pitch rating for Brisbane test is very good, given by the ICC. Now comes the fourth test, which was the Boxing Day test, and India have won the last 2 Boxing Day tests, but this time around they suffered a 184 run loss. Australia posted a mammoth 474 run total in the first innings, and they posted 234 in the second innings. India could only score 369 in the first innings, and they were all out for 155. Jasprit Bumrah, once again the hero for India in the series, picked up 4 wickets in the first innings and picked up 5 wickets in the second. Meanwhile, Pat Cummins picked up 3 wickets apiece in both innings, and the pitch rating for the Melbourne test was very good. Now comes the Sydney test, which was termed as the test that has the trickiest pitch of all the 5 tests. As we can see, none of the 2 teams could score above 200 in their both innings. India were all out for 187 and all out for 157 in the second innings, while Australia were bowled out for 181 in their first innings. Chasing 161, they did it in 27 overs at a loss of 4 wickets, whereas Scott Boland stood out for Australia, picking up 10 wickets in the match, while Prasidh Krishna picked up 3 wickets in both innings, and the Sydney Cricket Ground pitch has received a satisfactory pitch rating. Commenting on this entire ICC pitch rating, Cricket Australia Head of Cricket Operations and Scheduling has said that we encourage pitches that bring out the unique characteristics of that venue, and this has long been a feature of Australia cricket. We strongly believe that this is one of the reasons that Test cricket is so popular in Australia. He further says that we are delighted by the quality of the pitches produced for the BGT series and grateful for all the hard work of the curators. Well, what do you think about these ICC pitch ratings for the BGT? Do let us in the comment section. But for more cricket related stories, keep watching Cricket Next.